You think mountain legends are just stories to scare hikers? Then you've never heard of Mount Shirasaki, Japan, at White Death Mountain, where over 50 travelers have vanished since 1967, each leaving behind one strange clue: their shoes neatly placed at the trail as entrance, as if they chose to walk barefoot into the mist. The locals blame it on exhaustion or wild animals, but those who've been near the summit whisper a single name with trembling lips: Yamamba. They say she still roams there, smiling like a grandmother, her teeth sharper than knives. Our story begins with Aiko Mori, a travel vlogger obsessed with uncovering real yokai myths. She wasn't like the others chasing clicks. She believed in energy, in spirits that lingered in places where suffering never ended. When she found an old journal belonging to a missing hiker named Kenji Tanaka, detailing a night spent in a hut with a mysterious old woman, she decided she had to find that hut to prove the myth true or die trying. Her friends warned her it was suicide, but she laughed, packed her camera, and headed up Mount Shirasaki alone, streaming everything live. The first hour of her footage was peaceful: autumn leaves, her laughter, soft music in her earbuds. Then the fog rolled in. The world grew quieter, the forest too still. At exactly 5:44 p.m., her viewers noticed something behind her. A figure, half hidden among the trees, hunched, draped in tattered robes. "Grandma?" Aiko called out playfully, unaware that the comment section had already exploded with panic. The figure didn't move, just stared. Minutes later, her battery warning flashed, and she found shelter: a small wooden hut standing alone, smoke rising faintly from a chimney. Relief washed over her. "Guys, I think I found it," she said, her voice trembling with excitement. Inside, it was warm. A pot simmered over the fire, and the faint smell of herbs filled the air. Then came a soft voice from the corner: "You shouldn't be here, dear." The camera shook as Aiko gasped. An old woman sat by the fire, her wrinkled face glowing in the orange light. She smiled, showing a row of yellowed teeth. "You must be tired. Sit. Rest." Aiko hesitated but accepted, lowering her camera slightly. For nearly an hour she spoke with the woman. Her name, she said, was Oba-san. She lived alone, helping travelers survive the mountain's wrath. Her kindness was disarming. She even offered soup, apologizing for the storm outside. But then she gave a warning: "Don't open that door." She pointed to the back of the hut, an old, cracked sliding door wrapped in red string. "It's where the mountain keeps its hunger. Don't feed it curiosity." Aiko laughed nervously. The comments flooded in. "Don't do it. Don't open it. Get out." But curiosity is a disease humans never recover from. When Oba-san stepped out to gather wood, Aiko whispered to her chat, "I have to see what's inside." She set her camera down and crept toward the door. The moment she touched the handle, the air grew heavy. The fire dimmed. She slid it open just an inch and froze. The camera caught only her reflection in the glass window, her eyes widening in horror. Then she screamed. The stream went black. For 2 days, the channel stayed silent. Police later found her tent near the base of the mountain, torn apart, but no sign of her. What they did find was her camera, half buried in the snow, still recording. The recovered footage was never officially released. Only a few frames leaked online. It shows Aiko crawling backward on the hut's floor, her voice hoarse, whispering, "It's not old. It's wearing her." The thing in the doorway wasn't a woman anymore. Her skin sagged like wet cloth, hanging off bones that cracked when she moved. Her mouth opened wider than humanly possible, revealing not one, but 2 rows of teeth, glistening red. "You looked," it hissed in Aiko's own voice. She ran out screaming into the snow, the camera jerking wildly, catching only glimpses. White trees, black eyes in the dark, her own breath turning crimson as she fell. The last shot showed the hut again, now empty, door swinging open. Inside, a row of shoes lined up neatly, hers among them. The forest was silent except for the faint sound of a lullaby humming from somewhere deep within. Authorities dismissed it all as a hoax, but the locals know better. They say every year on Halloween night, when the fog is thickest, a light flickers near the ridge, a warm orange glow like a fire in a window. Hikers who follow it always say the same thing. They see a sweet old woman waving from the doorway, inviting them in from the cold. Some swear they smell soup cooking, hear her voice calling, "Come, child, rest." And if they're foolish enough to enter, they never walk back down. The strangest part. In 2023, a rescue team found a brand new hut near the summit, one that hadn't been there before. Inside, they found dried herbs, a simmering pot, and a small wooden bowl filled with fresh snow that had melted into clear water. Floating inside that water was a single piece of red string. The old stories say the Yamamba doesn't kill out of anger. She feeds out of loneliness, pretending to be what we trust most: a mother, a grandmother, a kind old soul. She offers comfort before she devours you. The last line of Kenji S. recovered journal said it best. She waits for storms. That S when the lost come looking for warmth. So, if you ever hike the mountains of Japan and a storm begins to brew, don't accept shelter from anyone you meet, no matter how kind, no matter how cold you are. Because the Yamamba isn't a story. She's patience wearing a smile, and she's still hungry.